Hello everyone, Mac here, and we are going to work on something that we call the point, oops, sorry, I don't have my pen ready, the point slope formula. Okay, so now if you already looked at the y equals mx plus b formula, which, by the way, you can find on maxtutorials.com, and if you've gone there, I have a whole section where we work on the y-intercept, which is one that I know students usually like to work on. It's a little easier for them to graph. Point slope, you got to think a little bit on this one, but that's okay. The reason why we would use this is because we don't know the y-intercept. So if you have to graph something and they give you a point and they give you a slope, you would use this. On the other one, if you were given a y-intercept and a slope, you would use the other one. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about how this would work. Write the equation of the line using the information provided. Okay, so point slope, we're going to go y minus y1, write the 1 down here, equals m x minus x1. Okay? So on this slope, the way this works is the y1 and the x1, let me make that look like an x, those are actual points, and of course m is the slope, right? And so when we take a look at this, all you do for that x1, y1 is you plug in a point. Which one? The answer is any one, it doesn't matter. So I look at number 1, plot 2, 3, and a slope of 2. Well, I'm going to start with the y minus. Now remember, minus is part of the equation. That minus sign has nothing to do with the point. You have to ignore that. Okay, so what is my y? Well, here's my x and here's my y. My y is 3, so I'm just going to write 3. But it's a positive 3, and you wrote a negative 3. I didn't write negative 3. I wrote 3 in the formula next to the minus sign. Okay, if that was a negative 3, I'd write minus a negative 3. And what's minus a negative 3? A plus 3. We'll do those later. There will be examples, and it'll make more sense to you. That equals m, which is the slope. Well, what's the slope? The slope is 2. Okay, so I'm going to write 2, parentheses, x minus the x, which is 2. And that right there would be the point slope formula. Now, look at number 2. Number 2 tricks you out a little bit, okay? So now watch what we're going to do. I'm going to pick any one of them. Let's go ahead and pick this one right here. It doesn't matter. It works for either one. We're going to go y minus 12, that's my y1, equals, well, shoot, they didn't give me an m. So I'm just going to write m because I don't know what to do because they didn't give me one. And I'm going to write x minus, what's my x value? 5. Okay, if I wrote a 4 instead of 12 and a 1 instead of 5, would it have worked? And the answer is yeah, it would. But now I don't have that m, so what do I do? Well, here's what you got to do. Off on the side here, and I'll do it right, in the above in this area. How do you take 2 points and make them into a slope? I talked about this in an earlier video in the same section on maxtutorials.com, chapter 5. What we do is we subtract the y's over subtract the x's. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to go 12 minus 4 over 5 minus 1. And that's going to equal 8 over 4. And what's 8 over 4? 8 over 4 is 2. So what's my slope? My slope is 2. So if they give you 2 points, if that's all they give you, slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b, that's not going to help you because you can do that math to come up with your m, but how are you going to get the b? You can't. So that's why you want to use the point slope formula in order to graph. Well, how do you turn this into a graph? I don't understand. What do I do? That's the next video. Okay, so on this one, it's important that you watch all 3 videos in this section on point slope. And if you watch all 3, it's going to make sense to you. I'm only giving you half the information on this video. That one will give you more. Well, now look at this one. This one gave me a slope and an intercept. Well, that's cool. So if I'm given a slope and I'm given an intercept, I'm just going to go y equals, what's my slope? -1. X, y-intercept, plus 5. So I put this one in the y equals mx plus b form because that's what they gave me. Number 4, they just gave me 2 points. Well, if they give me 2 points, there's not a whole lot I can do. So I got to find my m. My m equals subtract the y's over subtract the x's. 2, watch how I write this, minus a -2. Then I'm going to go add a line, change a sign, add a line, change a sign. And my m is going to be 4 over 4 or just a 1, okay? So now I'm going to plug this into the point slope formula, which is going to be y minus, doesn't matter. I'm going to use this one because I just want to show you guys something, okay? Y minus 1 equals m. Well, what's my m? My m is 1. Okay, so I'll write a 1 there just so you know it didn't go away, equals. Now, this one's a little bit weird. I want to go x minus a negative 2. Okay, so remember, that minus sign has nothing to do with the number. So it's minus a negative 2. And what's minus a negative? Well, minus a negative is a erase. A positive. So it's kind of the opposite. When you're doing this formula, if you see a minus 1, it means you're going to graph positive 1. If you see a plus 2, it means you're going to graph a minus 2. So don't let that part freak you out. Do I need that 1 there? The answer is you kind of don't, okay, because that 1 doesn't change it. I like to write the 1 in just so you can all see the m. And so you don't have to, but I think it makes it a little bit easier if you do. All right, going on to the next one. They gave me a point and a slope. Well, they give you a point and a slope, what formula should you use? Probably the point slope, right? Okay, hence the name. So on this one, we're going to go y minus 2, because that's the y, equals, my slope is negative 3 over 2, so I'm just going to write negative 3 over 2. Okay, and then by parentheses, x. Now, think about this. My x is negative 3. Okay, so what's x minus a negative 3? It's going to be plus 3, and that's how I would write it. This one, they gave me 2 points. If they give you 2 points, you want to figure out your m and just use point slope. So here my m is going to be 7 minus a negative 1 over 4 minus 0. And if I take my blue pen and I go add a line, change the sign, I'm going to get an 8 over 4 or a 2. So my m is 2. So now for my equation, I'm going to go y. Let's use this one right here, okay, because it's going to look a little bit weird. And so let's do one that looks a little bit weird. Y minus a negative 1 or y plus 1. Just use the opposite sign. Equals, I'm going to write a 2 because that's my slope, x minus 0. Now, if it's x minus 0, do I have to write 0? You actually don't. So I could actually do that, which means I could actually just write that, can't I? Okay, now, if that really freaks you out, though, it might be better to see it in the form. There's nothing wrong with doing that, because if you see it like that, that's going to make a little more sense to you when you graph it, okay? Let's go on to number 7. They gave me a slope and an intercept. Which form should I use? I don't know. How about the slope-intercept form? Okay, y equals, my slope, remember, is my m, 1/2 x, and this is my b, minus 4. That's all you have to do. Number 8, they give me 2 points. Okay, well, let's subtract the y's. 5 minus a negative 3 over 3 minus a negative 1. Use my blue pen, add a line, change a sign, add a line, change a sign. And I'm going to get 8 over 4. Oops, wrong color. That's okay. Which is going to equal 2. So my 2 is going to be my m. All right, let me go back to red here. And so once I get that, I'm going to do my point slope, and I'm going to go y minus 5 equals 2, parenthesis, x minus, which one would I use here? I would use this 3 right here because I went with the 5. Okay, there you go. I got 2 more to do here. I'm given a point and I'm given a slope. Well, let's see which one. How about point slope? Okay, so I'm going to do my y minus a negative 2 plus 2 equals, my slope is 3, and I'm going to get here x minus 4, boom, okay? Number 10, I'm given slope-intercept. Well, how about the slope-intercept form? Y equals negative 2x plus 7. Okay, and just remember, your slope is your m, your y-intercept is your b. Okay, so now on this one, we used both the point slope and we used the y-intercept. And depending on the information they give you, depends on which form you're going to use. Okay, so sometimes the givens are a little bit different, and you got to know which formula to use at the right time. All right, guys, good job. Make sure you watch all 3 of the videos that are in this section, and you'll really understand the difference between point slope and the y-intercept. Take care.